And with just short of 3 weeks left for the November 5th presidential election in United States, both candidates, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, are going all out, in fact, to woo voters of black women, black voters, Latino Americans, Arab Americans, Indian Americans, among others. Did India's Amritpal Singh spoke to a cross-section of Indian Americans to know their mood and explore what role they could play in November. Let's listen in.
When Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the US Congress in June last year, he made a point of referring to Vice President Kamala Harris and her Indian heritage.
There are millions here who have roots in India. Some of them sit proudly in this chamber. And there is one behind me who has made history.
He had said this, pointing to Harris, whose mother was born in India. Harris's heritage is a sign of the role the Indian community has come to play in American politics.
As we become successful, I think most people are beginning to recognize that we have so much to contribute. For a long time, being involved in the community, charity, and philanthropy was par for the course. But in the last decade, I've seen a significant level of engagement in politics.
Currently, there are about 5 Indian Americans in the US Congress and nearly 40 in state legislatures. Indian American voters themselves have the highest voting rates of any Asian American group. But the Indian Americans don't vote en bloc to a particular party. Like any other group, they have their own preferences.
Indian Americans have been organizing and mobilizing and helping get out the vote. Last weekend I was in Philadelphia. We were knocking doors and reaching out to everybody, and they have been big donors. A lot of huge enthusiasm has come out in support of Kamala Harris, her mom being from India.
In the current election, there used to be like mostly Democrats, Indians 70-80%, because we are naturally more socially liberal. Both Republicans and Democrats have started wooing our community also.
Indian Americans are now a growing political force.
Now we are finally, at least in pockets, becoming a community that can influence the outcomes. There are many cases where they are feeling threatened either by legislation that's coming in place or by some elements who are threatening their places of worship, their places of education, or even their homes. And they're realizing that unless they have a voice in policy making, it's very easy for someone to get victimized.
It's remarkable how the Indian American community has grown in terms of its political engagement and civic leadership. Though still small in numbers, this well-educated and relatively wealthy community is fast becoming a growing political force in American politics. With cameraman Sanjay Jaina, this is Amritpal Singh in Stanford, California.